Welcome back to the Everton Extra channel. Today we've got Lee back on. Lee, how are you, mate?
Not too bad. On a bit of a more of a excited buzz now to start get going on this after one of my local teams, Pats in the FAI Cup. So I'm a bit happy, a bit more buzzy. Not going to be sitting on getting splinters up my arse trying to sit on the fence now. To be honest.
Right, today what we're gonna do is, Lee, we've got a range of Everton midfielders, and I've included Dwight McNeil and Jack Harrison in this just to pump the numbers up a bit. But it's Everton midfielders, and we're gonna rank them in a tier list. So we've got 5 categories: top being the best and bottom being the worst. So we're gonna go through each one, and we're gonna rank them each. So first of all, Lee, we've got Dele Alli. Now Dele Alli hasn't played much football for Everton, but if we're going off individual talent, he's got to be up there, hasn't he?
Yeah, individual talent, especially when he was at Spurs and coming into the end of the fourth season when we were in a relegation battle. Only recently he did shine. He did show little bursts of what he could do, and especially the game against Crystal Palace, he was unbelievable. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a pity now that he can't get minutes under the belt due to injuries and what's gone on in his life. So
Yeah,
but I think in capabilities, he's he's a good player. He could be one of our best, but who knows? We have to actually see it to believe it.
yeah, yeah, definitely. For me, Dele Alli's got to be up there, but at the same time, we can go off performances as well, and we haven't seen
Yeah.
a lot of Dele Alli.
So
So if we're going, no, I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it?
see, what do you do when you don't like? You haven't seen it in so long. You can't just turn around and say, he's probably the best player on that team walking into it. Like you can't actually give that because you haven't seen him in so long. So I don't know. It's quite a hard one to judge. Well, not really hard one to judge, but to put him up very far in the list as you were saying. But I'd probably put him average. So you are saying the tiers are 1 to 5. I'd probably put him 3, just on the capabilities that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
haven't seen much, but we know what he's like.
yeah. To be honest, I was gonna say the same thing. Put him like maybe just slap bang in the middle. I'd say
Yeah.
put him in the middle. Next, we've got Andre Gomez, another one we haven't seen much of, so we can't really. We see much of him early on when he joined, but we can't really put him high, can we?
No, that's another tough one. As well as that, we always had a soft spot for Andre Gomez. I remember the game. I was at the Spurs game, and when he came off injured, um, due to a devastating injury, it's just kind of like it kind of broke my heart a little bit. And then when he came back, he was all right, but it kind of just seemed like managers probably thought he was a bit off the pace. So
Yeah,
I personally like I love him as a player, as what he was, but
yeah,
I find it hard to even put him toward. I'd probably just put him below it, just because it's
yeah, yeah. To be
you
fair,
know.
Andre Gomez, you can't really go high with Andre because he hasn't played first and foremost for Everton in about a year or 2 years. He had a half decent loan spell in France. But bottom line is he hasn't played this season. Didn't play for Everton last season. He was on loan. So he's gonna have to go for me. I'm gonna say one below Delhi. I think one below Delhi's. Do you agree with that? Fair for
A
them.
100%, 100%.
Perfectly.
See, the kind of the thing that I was trying to get into about Andre Gomez, he had the chance to prove himself under a few managers as well when he went on loans, like a loan
Mm-hmm.
spell to France. So, for instance, say probably had a chance under Frank Lampard, Rafa Benitez, after Carlo Ancelotti left, he probably had a chance under Sean Dyche, and he just can't seem to come back into the squad. So
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's a manager's point of view or whether he has the capabilities of doing it anymore. I'm not too sure. What do you think?
To be honest, Deitch seems like a reasonable fella. He seems like he's keen to give everyone a go. And if he's not even putting Andre Gomes on the bench, if he's putting Andy Lonergan ahead of him on the bench, then it must say something about Andre Gomes and training and his attitude and stuff. But we don't know. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, do we? Next one, Lee, we've got Abdoulaye Doucouré, who he's got to go high, Annie.
Come here, I'd put him right at the top, to be honest. It's too easy. It's too easy, man. That fella got us. Go ahead, actually. I'll let you go.
In terms of ability, and this is relative to Everton's talent as well, so the best top tiers being the best Everton midfielder, not necessarily a world-class footballer, just relative to our midfielders and stuff. But Doucouré, and this is a bold statement, but I don't think Doucouré is great at football. He's not technical. He's not great on the ball, but Doucouré gets stuck in and he puts a challenge in and he can score goals. He's always there now recently.
Yeah.
In the box, and he seems like he's in the right place at the right time. But I wouldn't say he's not bad technically, but I wouldn't say he's the greatest in the team on the ball by no means. But he's a good player for Everton. He puts a shift in, he works hard, and he scores goals. And the same can be said for someone like Haaland. He's not great technically, is he? He can't really take on defenders and run with the ball. But he scores goals, which is all that matters, really. But for me, in terms of talent, I'd say second top, maybe, just one below the top tier.
Yeah, well, you could put him either one or two at the top or either second, but like it's just I think it's more emotional to me that when I was over at the Bournemouth game, he saved us from basically being in the championship right now at this minute time, and then the goals that he scored so far this season, like to get us over the line, yeah, that's probably an emotional thing more than likely. But I kind of understand where you're coming from with technical ability. Now, another thing I have to say about the Doucouré is it's the heart that gets me as well, that makes me emotional. That you could see it in the likes of the international duty he didn't declare for Mali. So that kind of gets brownie points with me. But look, I'd be the happy top or second from top. Like, it's still good.
We'll go Doucouré second top. Next one is Jack Harrison. Now, I'm a big fan of Jack Harrison. I think he's great. I don't think we've even seen close to his best yet in an Everton shirt. I think he's still got a long way to go in terms of confidence, which I think he will have gained from the past few weeks. But I think there's still a lot more to see from Jack Harrison. What do you think, Lee, on Jack Harrison?
Well, before I go into abilities, we throw whatever we have left back in the piggy bank at him to get him. Yeah. I think he's a smashing player, genuinely. And like you said, we haven't seen the best of what he can give to the team yet. But at least having a player like that, I don't even know whether to say stature, but the kind of the capabilities, like Dele Alli, as we discussed earlier, he is a very good player. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah. He could save he could save us from the brink of extinction sometimes. Like, you can nearly go as far as saying that. But technical ability so far this season, I wouldn't be able to put him up to the top, and I'd probably put him on par with the core right now. Recent kind of games, you'll probably agree with me as well. He just hasn't hit what we know what he can do, but that can happen to players. They can have a bad day.
I completely agree with you. Now the question is, Lee, is he in front of Doucouré or behind Doucouré. He can be in the same list. Is he to the left of Doucouré, which means he's better, or to the right, which means he's slightly below?
Oh, I don't know what I'd say. Slightly below. Yes. Oh, you have me here. You have me here. Genuinely, like I said, an emotional attachment to Doucouré, and then another fella that I'm saying, throw whatever you have left in the piggy bank to get the player. It's put me in a bad situation. If I could put him level to Doucouré, I probably would, but I wouldn't put him on front of Doucouré, so I'd probably have to go lower.
Put him behind. That is very good reasoning. Next one, I'm sure you're a big fan as well, Lee. James Garner. I am a massive fan.
Unbelievable. It's footballing abilities from James Garner. You can put him anywhere on the pitch and he put a shift in for you.
Even in goal.
We've seen that.
I genuinely think James Garner is one of the most talented footballers at Everton. And I think on the ball, technically, everything, he's just an all-round great player. And I remember watching him at Nottingham, I was thinking like this, he'd be great for Everton and stuff. So it's good now that we finally got him. But do you think he's Everton's best midfielder, Lee?
I don't know. Oh,
it's a toss-up for me between him and Onana, really.
Yeah, that's coming to mind as well. Onana, well, we still haven't got to him yet, and do you put him at the top? Do you put him as the best? Personally, if you ask me this question at the end of the season, and he's playing the exact same way as he did at the start of the season since he kicked off, and he's just consistent level of that, you'd have to put him top. But I don't know. I have to. Like the only person, I'd have to give you the reins on it, to be honest, Riyadh.
For me, if we're going the A category, which is one below top, I'm gonna say between Jack Harrison, Doucouré, and James Garner. James Garner is the best out of the three, personally. So if you're happy to put James Garner just in front of Doucouré and Harrison, then
we'd be happy with that. Not a problem, but 100%. Actually, 100%.
So now we've got Dwight McNeil, cracking player. Not much more needs to be said on Dwight McNeil. He's unbelievable. The question is now, is he top tier, or is he just one below?
My opinion on it is one below. Great player. The only thing is that I struggle to kind of class him as that, though. At the same time, the reason being is because he's a great winger. He just looks so fragile as a player. He looks not really fragile, let's just say. He doesn't look strong enough to be a winger in a Premier League team. And he's proved me wrong plenty of times before.
Yeah.
The way he comes up, he pops up with, like, for instance, sake against Burnley, the amazing assist in the cup, things like that. And you can see the passion for Everton as well, that he shows little glimpses of it, but there's just something about me that wouldn't be able to put him top tier.
Yeah, me neither. So it's does he go ahead of Jack Harrison or below Jack Harrison? Does he go ahead of Doucouré or James Garner? Any of those?
He doesn't go ahead of Doucouré, in my opinion. I think he goes below Doucouré.
I'd say he's better than McNeil. I'd say better than Harrison, personally.
Yeah.
From what we've seen in an Everton shirt, is all I can go off, really.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
That's not calling Jack Harrison bad. I just think they both worked incredibly hard, Jack Harrison especially. But I think from what we've seen in Everton, I think McNeil edges it personally. If you're happy with that, Lee, I'm happy to go ahead.
Yeah, no, we would be happy to go with that. It's like based off what we've seen, 100%.
Yeah.
It just like I said with Garner, if it was the end of the season, he'd be top tier. If it was the end of the season with Harrison, he'd be ahead of McNeil from what I've seen so far. But I've seen too much of the Dwight McNeil to put him ahead of Harrison.
It'd be unfair to put Harrison ahead of McNeil, really, wouldn't it? So we'll go McNeil just in front of Harrison, below James Garner and Abdoulaye Doucouré. Now, the final two remaining are Amadou Onana and Idrissa Gana Gueye. This is a tough one because Amadou Onana is my favourite Everton player. I think he's absolutely unbelievable and I think he'll go on and be a great footballer. But is he Everton's best out of all these midfielder? Is he head and shoulders above the rest?
Is he head and shoulders before? Yeah.
Fair.
No, he is. He is. There's no question about it. The way his job on the pitch, the way he goes about his job on the pitch. Now, last season I would have turned around and he said he was a headless chicken, but the way he's gone about his job on the pitch now this season, he's kind of slowed down a small bit. He's kind of reading it a little bit better. So I think that was the tweak to make him into one of the best players at Everton so far this season.
Definitely, yeah.
So, he wouldn't be my favourite Everton player now, but in regards to the midfield, he is the best out of a lot.
Fair enough. I am more than happy to put Amadou Onana in the top tier if you are, Lee.
100%.
Perfect. Now, the last one we've got is Idrissa Gana Gueye. Now, Idrissa Gana Gueye is one of them. We can have a great game one week and then a bad game next week. But this season, I think he's been consistent when he's needed. And when he's been called to the first team, he's been good. But is he on par with Doucouré, Garner, McNeil, Harrison?
So far this season, no, he hasn't showed me enough. He hasn't, and to be honest, I would have been the first person screaming out his name when I found out that we could sign him back to Everton from PSG. But no, see the thing about Idrissa Gueye is that what he done the first time around at Everton was more than phenomenal. And if you are basing it off that, I would have straight away put him top. I would have put him top for what he done beforehand. Now coming back to the club, it just feels like he's taken more of a backstep role. I don't know whether it's Sean Dyche's implemented to let Luis Banana play better. To take Idrissa Gana Gueye is take Banana under his wing to say, look, you need to slow down a small bit. You need to do this. It's more experience in a way to give to other players. With that experience, you could put him up just that tier, but I wouldn't be able to. I haven't seen much from him so far.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. For me, I'm gonna have to say Idrissa Gueye maybe on par with Dele Alli, but just ahead. Third tier, just one tier below, because I don't think personally he's had as much of an impact as the other top and second tier, the likes of Abdoulaye Doucouré, McNeil, James Garner, Harrison and Onana. But Idrissa Gueye's work does sometimes go unnoticed because he does put a shift in for Everton, he works hard. But sometimes mistakes get the best of him. But I don't think it's fair to say he's on par with them other 4 players. So for me, I'm gonna have to put Idrissa Gueye third tier, just above Delhi, if that's all right with you.
That's all right with me. Now, like I said, if you're basing it off what he done the first time around at Everton Football Club, it's you'd nearly put him beside Amadou Onana, but just this time around, you can't. You just
100%.
haven't seen enough of him to put him
100%.
anywhere
Yeah.
above that.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So I'm gonna show it on the screen now. So we've got Andre Gomez second to bottom, Idrissa Gueye, then Dele Alli. Then we've got in second top tier, we've got James Garner first, then Doucouré, then McNeil, then Harrison. Then top tier, as expected, Amadou Onana. I am more than happy with that.
There's nothing more you can do about that, I don't think.
Exactly. Yeah. Lee, it's been a great one. It's a bit different to what we usually do, but international break, what can you do? So
what can you do exactly?
Thank you very much, mate, as always.
As always, up the toffees.